former Deputy Speaker and BJP-IPFT candidate Biswabandhu Sen has been elected as the Speaker of the Tripura Legislative Assembly today. Sen was elected as the Assembly Speaker with 32 votes, while his opponent Gopal Chandra Roy secured 14 votes. Earlier today, in a twist during the election of the Assembly Speaker, the 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏, which had earlier extended support to the opposition candidate, staged a walkout from the Assembly. The ruling BJP-IPFT had fielded former Deputy Speaker Biswabandhu Sen, while veteran congressman and advocate Gopal Chandra Roy was put forward by the opposition parties, including the 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏, CPIM and the Congress. However, with the walkout of the 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏 MLAs, Sen was elected as the Speaker without much hassle. The ruling BJP has 32 members and its ally IPFT has 1 MLA in the Assembly, while opposition parties have 27 members comprising 13 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏, 11 CPIM and 3 Congress. Yes, and we have our colleague Pinaki Das joining us from Aggartala this morning to give us more updates on the Tripura Legislative Assembly Speaker's election. Pinaki, good afternoon, if you can hear me now. So, the 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏, as reported, has walked out at the last minute. The MLAs staged a walkout. It is unfortunate that the opposition candidate had to miss out on the 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏 vote. So what are your thoughts on this sudden twist in the decision of the 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏? Pinaki Das.
This was not very surprising because we were already getting from our sources that 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏 will abstain from voting. Because if you see the latest development taking place as the candidates of BJP-IPFT and the other, that is Gopal Roy from the Congress MLA who had contested as a nominee from 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏 Congress and left front, CPM-led left front, they were submitting their nomination yesterday. We were also seeing new development on the other side. All of a sudden, we saw that 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 had tweeted that his Home Minister had called him last morning and confirmed that within 27th, the interlocutor will be finalized. So there were apprehensions that this is a new development in the politics of Tripura. And 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏 today morning we were already getting, and in fact in our channel Northeast Live we had already given this information that 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏 will abstain from voting, and that has come true as with the pretext of sitting arrangement. You can understand sitting arrangement in the assembly on that day had boycotted. They walked out, in fact, and on that pretext, they did not vote. So this was the development, but we were already getting information that they will abstain from voting, and ultimately it happened with 14 votes to the opposition candidate Gopal Chandra Roy and 32 to ruling BJP candidate Biswabandhu, who has been already elected as the Speaker of Tripura Legislative Assembly.
Right, indeed. Now, Pinaki Das, if we look at the Congress and the opposition CPIM, they were once very dominant in the state of Tripura. Now, time and again, the Congress and the CPIM are being handed, humiliation. And this time, another humiliation again with the Assembly Speaker election. Now, what are the reactions you are getting or you are, receiving from your sources at this point in time from the Congress and the CPIM leaders?
See, Congress and CPM, they were not very confirmed about the 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏 because even before the election, assembly election, there were different version of the 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏 from the 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏 once we were hearing from the Congress and CPM that they are going to join, 𝗡𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗏 is going to join in their fight against particularly the allies misrule of BJP, and they will fight for reviving democracy in Tripura. The allegation which was against the BJP of throttling the voice of the opposition. That was the main allegation and the violence. So we were hearing even from 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗔𝗦𝗧 for some time. But ultimately it did not materialize. And 𝗟𝗏𝗘 had worked totally fought this election separately, and he has every right to do that. And that is one of the reasons behind the vote getting shared in the opposition and BJP getting absolute majority. That is one of the, if you see into at least in 19 states, you will find the division of the opposition vote has been in favor of ruling BJP. So this was very much there, and we were very much apprehending that perhaps 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗔𝗦𝗧 in this election for the speaker, they will also keep away. But in any case, if 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗔𝗦𝗧 also had joined, the speaker would have been from the ruling BJP, that is Biswabandhu. So there was it was almost sure that Biswabandhu Sen will be the next speaker. But there were some that had 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗔𝗦𝗧 voted for the Gopal Chandra Roy, the fight would have been neck to neck, and which would to some extent keep pressure on the ruling party.
Well, indeed, yes, indeed. I agree with you on that. Now, Pinagida, so one more question, the final question indeed. Does this imply, does the sudden, back out by the 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗧 MLAs at the 11th hour, does this imply that the 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗧 is, gradually, steadily becoming more inclined towards the BJP, or is their relationship improving? What do we make out from this?
See, honestly speaking, 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗧 has its own agenda, specific agenda, that is to fight for the cause of the tribal indigenous people of Tripura. They had the separate demand for a separate state. That was the agenda on the basis of which they have been given such a large majority vote, particularly for the indigenous section of people. They have their own cause, their own fight. They have nothing to do with the BJP or the Congress and the CPM in the opposition. Their main agenda is to get a constitutional solution for the cause for which they are fighting, and it is only the centers and where BJP is there can give their constitutional right. So you can understand. And today morning, if you see into 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗔𝗦𝗧, he was in meeting with Neda Convener and Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma. So things are developing in a different way in 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗧, where they have their own cause, their own demand. So that is what they have to fulfill the aspiration of the indigenous people. So if Congress and CPM think that 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗧 has something to do with their cause, I think it's not that. They have their own right to fight for the indigenous people, and they have their own agenda. That is democracy. So if someone depends on them, that is their way of thinking. But 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗧, as Pradyut said, he has every right to contest the election and for the cause of his own people.